Hi there guys, it's Bree coming at you from a totally different angle today. This is episode 14 where I am going to talk about all my 2022 garments and do a try on video. So it's going to be a little chaotic, probably some cuts here and there. My lighting, this is what I'm working with, so we got to run with it because it's just like overcast and gray here in Baltimore. But yeah, I just wanted to do a video kind of talking about all my different projects. I posted like a small reel with all of them and then I counted them all up. And this isn't including any accessories or any of the gift knits that I made that were not garments. And I made a lot of stuff. So I counted up 17 garments. A couple of those are baby ones. So those are almost accessory knitting level. And definitely a lot to show, some real highs and some real works, ones that I want to revisit. So I'll talk a little bit about that. But Happy New Year. Super excited for the 2023 knitting year. I feel like I finally kind of hit my stride. I know more about myself, what I like. I'm much more into swatching, which is a theme that you see towards the end of my year of 2022. And I'm just excited for where that'll take me in 2023. So I hope you had a wonderful end to your last year and a great start to your new year. And let's just get on with it. So my first finished garment of 2022 was my Stria cardigan. Oh, so I'm wearing a cami under this, so I will be changing into the different things. So I'm gonna pop that up. So my Stria cardigan by Andrea Mowry. I realize this cami is gonna make me look nude, but we're gonna roll with it. This is a all over half fisherman's rib cardigan knit in Cascade Heritage Sock, which is this snow, and then Quaint Ankers Alpaca, which is this really pretty variegated yarn, which is from Frostburg Fiber Depot in Frostburg, Maryland. The woman who owns that shop, her parents have a alpaca farm, and that's where that fingering weight comes from. I am really delighted with how the color worked up. It is so pretty. This was recently washed. It's got definitely still some pilling. I tried depilling it and it actually kind of messed up some of the yarn. So I think I'm gonna, if anybody knows why that happened, maybe from the nylon content of the sock yarn, or maybe because the stitch, I don't know. I tried depilling it and it just kind of messed it up. And so should I have depilled it before washing, after washing? Let me know. Anyway, so I love it. The raglan is super pretty. It's like very dramatic. I love how squishy half fisherman's rib is. This project took forever. This is probably the project that took me the longest. I think it took probably 3 to 4 months of knitting. It's fingering weight half fisherman's rib. The button band is done with tubular bind off, so that took a really long time. But I love this sweater. I wear it all the time. It's super cozy. When I finished it, I said I would never make it again. That's probably false. I think I would make it again. It's just really time intensive. And I would swatch. I did not swatch for this project. When I cast it off, I was worried it was going to be too small. It grows tremendously. But it kind of ended up working out because I'm super happy with the sleeves. It's got definitely some positive ease, but it's really comfy. And I don't know if you can see the length. I'm really happy with the length too. So Stria cardigan, Andrea Mowry, Cascade Heritage Sock, striped with Quaint Acres Alpaca. It has worn pretty well. This gets a lot of wear for me. I wear it to work all the time. I wear it around the house. I'm really, really happy. And I think I would knit this again. I love half fisherman's rib, which you'll see. So that was my first finished garment of 2022. Okay, I closed my closet because I felt like it was too distracting. We live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's a little cluttered, so you'll have to forgive that, and the creaking floorboards because it's a very, very old Brownstone in Baltimore. But yeah, so like I said, this is what we're working with today. So really happy with this first finished object. Second finished object was the Farfa top by the Knit Purl Girl. This is a fingering weight tee. I love this project. I'm super happy with it. All this stuff has been folded, so if it has any creases, that's why. So it's this super cute flowy tee. I knit this in Sewrella's silk sock base in the color Under the Sea. It is a merino silk yarn blend. It's got this like really cute keyhole detail. I don't know if you can see that in the back. An I-cord neckline, kind of a boat neck, which that's probably the part of this that I would change. If I knit it again, I might size down actually, although I am really happy with this fit. And so it has a knitted hem on the sleeves, like these kind of fun flowy sleeves, and a knitted hem on the base too. Let me see if I can like go down a little bit. So yeah, there's the base. It's a little wrinkly. I'm really happy with it. I love the fit of it. I love the color. I love the yarn. It's so pretty. It's so soft. My only thing is that it's quite busy, and so this probably doesn't actually get as much wear as I would like it to because the yarn is so busy. Where if I had made this in like a clean or like a lightly speckled yarn, which I actually just ordered some yarn to remake this, that's more lightly speckled, I think I would have been happier with it. But the pattern itself is beautiful. I definitely plan to make more of these. In fact, already have yarn on the way for a new one. And it was designed for the Knitting for Olive silk, pure silk, and I would love to make it in that one day, but I've got to save my pennies, definitely. So it's not too unaffordable, but it definitely is not an inexpensive garment. But yeah, so Farfa top, the Knit Purl Girl in Sewrella silk sock. Love this base, love their colors. I ordered more silk sock. This used about 2 skeins, and I ended up having one left over, almost an entire skein left over, which you'll see shortly. So next one, hands down my most popular knit, definitely one of my most worn, if not my most worn knit, is my Shifty Sweater. So this is my Shifty Sweater. It's another Andrea Mowry pattern. It's a mosaic colorwork round yoke pattern. Mine is quite cropped, which you can probably see. So yeah, which I'm cool with. I wish I would have made it a little bit longer. I still really like it. I wear it all the time. I'm wearing like high-waisted leggings right now, and as you can see, it does cover, it comes just past my belly button. This is knit in all different hand-dyed yarns. So some of it I got from estate sale. Some of it I got from my friends. So this is from Gypsy Soul Fibers. This is from Tempting You. This green is from Red Door Fiber Studios. So it's just various hand-dyed yarns that I collected over time and knit into this sweater. And I love it. I'm really happy with the fit. I did swatch. I ended up sizing down my needle, but then I didn't do a follow-up swatch. As a result, I think it did work out. I have some positive ease. This is my first round yoke sweater, so I do feel like it fits really nicely here, but then in the back is kind of weird. And I did knit the Shifty 2.0 instead of the initial version of the Shifty. And I've heard there's some like gauge differences between the two. And so, but I'm very happy with this. I love this sweater. I wear it all the time. It is super warm because I also use DK weight instead of sport weight. And so it created quite a dense fabric, But I don't mind that. I love it. I wear it all the time. And it's kind of fits almost like a sweatshirt because it's not like right up against my body, which I think is how it was designed. And so I like toss this on over a tank top all the time. My only issue, and it's just happened, is it will get caught. So I have to fix a stitch that I have marked here that I don't know if it dropped or if it got cut or got caught on something. So, but I have it pinned, so that'll take 5 minutes. I just need to sit down and do it. But yeah, my Shifty sweater, definitely a personal favorite and has been widely popular with like my Instagram and my YouTube. So the Shifty I cast off in like March or April, and then I transitioned to summer knitting. My summer knitting, I have to say, I want to do a better job of having summer pieces that are usable, because this past year, I think of the summer garments I made, only a couple of them I really am happy with the finished product, and so I just need to have more patience and walk through the process a little better. But I think I'm less likely to swatch for a summer project because they are smaller, and so then I'm like, whatever, it's not a big deal. Where a sweater, because it takes so long, I will be diligent about swatching, checking my gauge, swatching again, checking my gauge. So you're about to see what's up. Sorry, gotta hydrate. So after I'd finished my Shifty, it had gotten quite warm, so I switched over to a knit along with Hirismakes, Hiris makes. I'll include the information in the bottom. She did a knit along of her summer top patterns, and one of them was the Seashell top. And I knit this in Cascade Cantata. It's in a really fun like seafoamy green color. It's not showing up very well right now because of the lighting. This is like, it's a like more dark version of what's showing up on camera. I only had one skein of this because I bought it like a year prior. And as a result, I have apparently ends that need woven in and a very cropped top, which it's fine. Like, I think the actual pattern is very cute. Normally there's supposed to be triangles in the back, but I was running out of yarn, so I opted to eliminate those and just do the I-cord, which was, I don't have an issue with that, but I definitely would like this pattern a lot more if I had another skein and I could have knit at least probably 2 more repeats. Again, I mean, it's fine. Like I wore it over a swimsuit, stuff like that, no problem. It's just not really my taste anymore because I'm 30 and I'm not out here wearing crop tops all the time, to be honest. Not an issue of the pattern. I really like the lace and it knit up really fast. So this was all me for sure. And I would knit it again. I probably will. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with this one because it is knit bottom up. So I would have to completely scrap it and buy another skein to remake. And I just don't see myself doing that. So I think this will probably just be like a crop top that I wear around the house, to the pool, at the beach, and that's kind of it. So that is the Seashell top by Hirismakes in Cascade Cantata, and I think the color is actually called Seafoam. So I love the yarn. It's like a wool cotton blend. I would definitely use this again. It just was, I just should have had more. I bought one oddball skein, which I've learned my lesson about, and now I know I need, even for a summer top, you need at least 2 skeins, for me at least. I mean, some people, if they're making like an extra small, might be able to get away with it, but I'm pretty solidly between a medium and a large because of my bust, and so it just doesn't, I'm just not that into it. But it, again, not a fault of the pattern, totally user error. So I would make again for sure. Next on my summer makes was one that had been in my queue for a long time, which is the Brookline Blouse by Mezzo Makes. This is knit top down. I knit this in Malabrigo Arroyo. Excuse my pronunciation. I have a very hard time rolling my R's. And this is a top down, very, very cute crop top. This crop length I'm actually pretty happy with. I wear it with high-waisted jeans. It's got this like really cute little frilly bottom, like a little tiny little peplum. I like the V-neck. It's deep without being like overly so. I'm really, really happy with the fit of this one, and the yarn is super soft. I would definitely make this again. If I wanted it to be work appropriate, I'd make it a little bit longer. But other than that, I mean, to be honest, I could probably get away with this at work if I were wearing something high-waisted, a high-waisted skirt, something along those lines. And I really like the color. It's Lotus. And I like this hand-dyed because, so it's Malabrigo, which I was like a Malabrigo loyalist when I first started knitting. I like that this color is like mostly solid with little pops of blue as opposed to like super high variegation. I find it a lot more wearable, and it's still really beautiful and has like a unique quality to it. So I would definitely make this again. I was very happy. I found the pattern to be really clear, really easy to follow. And I just am really happy with the fit. So definitely would make again. And this is probably the first summer project I made that I was like truly happy with. Next up, I did a test knit of the Remi Camisole by Caidree. I love this pattern. I am really happy with the yarn color. This ended up being too low cut for me, so I really need to up this. I need to cut the straps, but my concern is if I cut the straps, it will be very cropped. And I don't have any more of this yarn. So I think it's likely that this one will stay as it is, and I will make this pattern again. I loved this pattern. I love the process of making it. I can wear, as you can see, I'm wearing a cami and bra strap underneath, and it's not showing. I think it's so classic looking. It definitely looks like something that you could, buy in the store, and I just think it's really pretty. I think for me, being somebody with a larger bust, I would shorten the straps so that I could maybe have it more like up here so that I might be able to get away with it at work, where right now they're setting more like down here, which, I'm wearing a cami right now, but if I weren't wearing a cami, I mean, yeah, it's pretty low. So loved the pattern, loved the process. The yarn, I think, was a hair too thick. This said it's the Rosy Green Wool Lovely Merino Treat. It said it was a DK. I think it's more like a worsted. It's quite thick. And I love the stitch definition. The yarn is incredibly soft. It's really great. But I think that it was too thick for the pattern, and so I would probably even go down to a sport weight, because the pattern calls for a Cardiff cashmere, I think classic, which is like a very, very, very light DK. So hold on 1 minute. I'm going to try and see if I can get my lighting a little better. Okay, I turned on a lamp. My lighting is still terrible, but we are burning daylight at this point, so I'm going to get moving. Anyway, love the pattern. Definitely want to make again. I also am sipping on some coffee, so on to my next summer project. Oh, also I picked up this yarn at Maryland Sheep and Wool, which was awesome. So I have a video talking about it. I definitely plan on going again this year. I had a great time and I picked up some really awesome fiber there that I wouldn't have otherwise known about. So then my next summer project is probably the one that got the most wear for me. And that is my Lines Summer Top. So I picked up this yarn in England at Wool and Bath. It is the West Yorkshire Spinners Elements DK. It is a tencel wool blend. It has this really pretty shine to it. It's this like really pretty kind of like rosy mauve-y pink. And the actual pattern has this like really beautiful lines detail. So this is by Russ Knitwear. Simone, I tested for her before. I really, really like her patterns. I love this top. I wore it a ton this summer. I liked that it has the elasticity of wool, but it's not over warm. And it's, I don't know. I'm just really happy with it. I think I used like 3 balls for this, and it was super, super affordable. They recommended the yarn to me in shop. I would knit this pattern again in a heartbeat. I definitely think I will. I'm just super, super happy with it. And you can, I think I'd make the straps slightly wider because when they're unrolled, they're nice, but they roll quite a bit. And so then you can see my bra strap, which I'm not that fussed over, but I'm really happy with this one. I'm also happy with the length I knit it at. So here's my cami underneath it. But as you can see, so it comes, you know, oops, guess I need to cut that end. It comes like down here versus my other stuff has been like ending up here. So I'm definitely happy with that length. So this is the Line Summer Top by Russ Knitwear. And then I have I have a couple more summer projects. Another summer project. So I've been wanting to knit this one for a while. This is the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. It has this really cool neckline. It's like a really fun V-neck. And I knit this. It is so wrinkly because it is a linen blend wool. I got this at Maryland Sheep and Wool at the Battenkill Fibers stand. It is a linen and wool blend. Steve says this makes me look like I'm wearing a burlap sack. It's this really, really pretty though, like, I don't know, drop shoulder detail. And I loved the pattern. I am not super excited about my finished project, which is almost 100% my fault. I didn't swatch the sleeves. I picked up too many stitches or didn't decrease enough, and so they kind of flare a bit. I love the neckline, and it's too short. It's wearable. I have worn it. I think, you know, I'll tuck it in sometimes. It looks cute. Also, this color I do not think is very flattering on me. I think it is way too close to my skin tone. But I would 1000% knit this again because I think with the right fiber, this would be super wearable, super cute, like really classic. If I need something with a little bit more drape, like I could see this looking really nice in like a bamboo or maybe in the Elements yarn. Maybe that's what I'll do. I definitely see myself knitting this one again. There's also the Moonset Blouse, which is basically the sweater version of this. And I just think this collar is so beautiful. It gets incorporated into the body as you're knitting it. And I think it's stunning. I was super thrilled with it. So I would definitely knit again. I can't decide. I probably will not fix this. because I don't think I have enough yarn to do so. Like I said, I still wear it. It just is like, I was really expecting it to be something I would wear all the time. And I just think it wasn't the right fiber choice, or I should have maybe sized down, or I don't know. I should have done something different, but that all being said, I still think it's cute, and like I wear it. It's very wrinkly right now, but it is cute. So the Moonset Tee by Ozetta, Bat and Kill Fibers, linen blend. I don't think they had a name for it, and I got it at Maryland and Sheep and Wool. So next, I had an oddball left from my Farfa top. And so I knit the Sewrella camisole by Caidree. I definitely love Caidree patterns, if you can't tell. So this is just like a cute, quick summer tank. I'm pretty happy with it. I used every bit of yarn that I had. I literally undid my swatch in order to make this. I think, you know, it's really cute. It fits me like pretty well. It's, you know, a little low over here, so I did find myself wearing it as like a swimsuit cover up or like something really casual at the beach. And this is in the Sewrella silk sock under the sea. I think in this, I was happier with how it came out in this than the Farfa top, because it's just less fabric. So I'm super happy with this one. I think it's really cute. And I did wear it a lot, especially our apartment gets very hot in the summer. So I wore it a lot, just kind of around the house. It's a little wrinkly right now. It definitely needs a steam. And it is low cut. So again, I'm not wearing this to work or anything like that, but it's cute. And it was like good for like a random skein. I probably could have even gone down a size, and then I would have gotten a little bit more length. Because like it's definitely, you know, or I could have, I don't know. I can't really go longer in the straps, but, and then also this cup like rolls. So, you know, it does have okay coverage, except for the fact that it rolls over. So anyway, so that's the Sewrella camisole by Caidree in Sewrella silk sock. I used just under one skein for this, so it was like 100 grams. So a good like oddball of fingering, or if you have fingering in a 100 grams or a little more of a fingering weight, like I definitely recommend that one. Okay, my biggest fail of summer projects was this, which you can see I haven't even woven in the ends because I'm gonna frog it. Nothing wrong with the pattern. I probably knit, I think I knit the right size, but it was bottom up and I knit it too short. That's on me. Honestly, I probably could have gone up a size too, because it is like no positive ease at all. It's like negative ease. So it looks really silly with the tank top, but this is the Ripple Crop Top Worsted by Jessie Maed. I really like the yarn. It's Sewrella. It's from their West Coast collection that they did with like TL Yarn Crafts, Tony Lipsy. She's like the crochet queen. So I had 2 skeins of worsted, and this used under 2 skeins because, again, I knit it too short, and because honestly I was measuring it on my body but not accounting for the fact that when you put it on my bust, you lose all the length, because, you know, I mean, I have boobs. So this one definitely is a frog, unless I were to give it to somebody who is much more petite than I am, and the chest reason, which I have a friend in mind that I've thought about offering it to her. I I just need to decide, do I want it for myself? Because I do kind of think the color looks kind of nice on me. I was really happy with it, except for the fit. I think I also was knitting based on a bust size that I no longer have because my body has changed. And I think that's a lesson learned, but I'm very strongly considering frogging it and re-knitting it because it worked up really fast. The pattern itself is great. Like, I would knit it again 100%. I probably would knit it with positive. I've seen some like loose versions of it that have been really cute. I don't mind that this is tight fitting. It's just like, it's just way too short because like this is, if I were to up, like you can see like my belly button's here. So it's definitely a crop top, which again, it's intended to be a crop top, but I think I wanted it more to fit like a normal t-shirt. And so lesson learned. So that's the Ripple crop top worsted. I think I also could have gotten away with using a DK weight, and 2 skeins of DK would have probably gone a little bit further because it is quite thick. And so it's not really a summer piece, even though that's what it looks like. So that all being said, again, user error. Brie is learning, and I definitely learned my lesson. Not saying that I'm perfect, but if I want something that fits, like I need to go through the initial steps, because otherwise you get something like this where it's a complete frog, which is a shame. But that being said, it wasn't a ton of work, so that's fine. So here it is off my body. So you can see, like, I thought, oh, you know, like how that might fit, but then when you stretch, like, you lose all the length. So, oh well. Okay, we are now leaving the land of summer knits and entering my chaotic testing phase. Oh, I missed a couple. I'll have to come back. I will actually do those now. So what I missed were a couple things that I actually don't have on me. So it looks like I just missed 2 things. Okay, so after the Brookline blouse, I made the Ankers sweater. I'm gonna pop in a picture here. I made the baby version of it for my friend who her baby was born in July, and I gifted her the sweater, I forget when, but I think before the baby was in this world. I don't want to reveal any sort of details, but I used scraps, Malabrigo Rios that was left over from headbands and various projects I had made, some of my night shift shawl as well, and it was super cute. 100% gonna make it again. I do not have a picture of it being worn yet because it's still too big. I was hoping, baby sizes are so hard. I was hoping it would fit for this winter, which it still might, but babies grow at all different, like some babies are born 11 pounds, some are born 4. And so even though I made the 3 to 6 and she's now 6 months, it's still a little bit big for her. It also might be because I used worsted weight, and I'm pretty sure the pattern calls for DK. But that being said, I was kind of like, well, if it's a little bit too big, I'd rather that than it be a little bit too small, because at least a baby can wear a slightly too big sweater, where if it's too small, they can't wear it. So that is one of my missing ones. And then I should say the Ankers sweater is a petite knit pattern. She has a ton of patterns. I am not like totally obsessed with petite knit, but she is definitely a great resource if you want a well-written classic pattern. And I have so far knit a few of her patterns and have only had good experiences. And she has videos and super helpful, but I know there are people out there who are like only knit petite knit. I'm definitely not that person, but I do really like her patterns, and I would definitely knit them again. Okay, moving on. The next one is the Fernwood Bolero, which I'll pop a picture here. So that was a sweater that I knit for my grandma Charlotte. I'm going to put a picture of her wearing it as well. She looks super cute. I just gifted it to her for Christmas, and I knit that in the Hue and Me, whatever that Hue and Me yarn is by Lion Brand. It's like the bulky yarn. Sorry, hold on. And I'm super happy with it. It was super cute. It's knit flat and sewn. And my grandma seemed to really, really like it. She wanted something that fit kind of like a shrug, and I think it really fit the bill. It's definitely very soft, very cozy, and so I had a really good experience. I mean, I don't really like knitting flat, so that was a new experience, but I ended up enjoying it. It felt like knitting a blanket, and so it kept me nice and toasty, and my grandma really loved it, and that's definitely what matters. So, and I picked it just for her, so that worked out really well. I got it as a kit from Lion Brand, which was awesome. It came with a knitting bag and the pattern and just like some other little goodies, and so I was happy with that. Okay, now we can enter into my fall cardigan test knitting chaos. So I said, I don't know, 6 months ago that I really wanted some staple cardigans. I was like, I don't have any cardigans, blah, blah, blah. Well, now looking back, I pretty much only have cardigans. I have 2 pullover sweaters, and now I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 cardigans. So that's not that many. But of my projects I've made, I only have 2 pullover sweaters. So that's going to be my focus for 2023 is some classic pullovers, which I already have. I'll probably do another video doing like a stash dive on what pullovers I want to knit. So I applied for and was accepted for a test knit for the Cosmo cardigan. This is definitely my most worn knit of this year, next to the Shifty and the Stria, which, considering I knit this towards the end of the year, I think it's gotten as much wear as those ones, which were finished in January and February respectively. January and March respectively. So yes, this is the Cosmo cardigan. I test knit this. This is in Cascade 220. Apparently I'm a Cascade fangirl. Cascade, sponsor me. Just saying. No, I'm joking, but like, I wouldn't hate it, to be honest. Let's be real. Because I use their Cantata, their 220, their Heritage sock. I think I used it in another project too. So I used it in like 4 or 5 projects this year. But anyway, so this is by Russ Knitwear. Simone is a great designer. I saw this cardigan and I fell in love. It is this like beautiful broken rib with this like awesome cable that goes from the arm to the body, as you can see, and it goes into stockinette. And this amazing double knit button band, which takes literally forever. But I'm super happy. It's definitely like kind of got like a cropped like bomber jacket fit to it, but I love it. I have not put buttons on it yet, and that is the story of my life. I never button my cardigans. I haven't even bought buttons for this. It's gonna happen someday because I do think it'll make it look really polished, but I throw this on all the time. I love the color. I think it works out really well. I'm really happy with, I think, you know, I could have gone longer, but I think that this hits me at like a flattering point. The sleeve length, I'm super happy with it. It kind of has almost like a balloon sleeve. You can see that the yarn is pilling like crazy. I have worn it a bunch. Oh my goodness, look at that. I've worn it a ton. And so it really desperately needs a wash and a deep hill. When I was working with this yarn, I was a little worried that it wouldn't be comfortable, but I wear it next to skin. I mean, I'm wearing it right now with a tank, and I find it really comfortable. So this just needs a wash in a deep hill. This is a non-superwash yarn. Like, so this is the traditional Cascade 220. Love it. I 100% will be using this yarn again. It's quite affordable. And okay, yeah, it's pilling, but I'm not honestly that stressed about it, because I think after like a wash in a deep hill, this is gonna look brand new. And it is really just on the sleeves, like on the broken rib texture. Well, I guess there it is. But that being said, I'm not stressed about it. I am super happy with it. So I would knit this project again. I have and will knit Simone's patterns again. I would definitely use this yarn again. So kind of like 5 stars all around for me. This is definitely a favorite. Next up was the Baby Iosta sweater, which is by the Knit Purl Girl. I will put a picture here. I knit this for a friend. This baby has not yet arrived. But the sweater has been gifted and it was very well received, and I test knit this pattern. It's awesome. 100% will be knitting again. Sophie, I think, also included the cardigan pattern for testers, and so I think the next one I'll actually make is the cardigan. And I'd love to make a bonnet. I think I'm going to make the Hector's bonnet by Russ Knitwear, which was recently released, for another baby friend that's coming into our life. I don't know why I held my stomach. I am not pregnant. This is somebody else's baby. So I used an extra skein of the lovely Merino Treat, which I probably should have saved for my Remi so I could fix it, but it's too late now. And it was a great yarn for it. It's super soft. The stitch definition was great. I would use that yarn again, but I would treat it as a worsted, and I would 100% knit that pattern again. I love Sophie's pattern. She's also just a downright delightful human. So I highly recommend her pattern. She has, I think I knit 2 or 3 of hers this year, and I always really like them. So definitely recommend both her baby and her grown-up patterns. My next pattern was part of the cardigan test knitting saga. So this one I had been watching for what feels like forever, because it was quite a lengthy design process. But this is the first cardigan by Hive Knits, or Lizzie Hester. So it is a stockinette and half fisherman's rib cardigan. I knit it in Cascade. Hello, Cascade. Cascade Heritage sock, and what was the other one? I held it with Drops Kid Silk. So it's got this like crazy halo. Half fisherman rib sleeves. I mean, they're insane. They're so beautiful. No buttons yet. I do have the buttons. I got these like really cute, like pearly gold buttons. I thought they would look really like sophisticated. Let me see if I can, like, you know, like would look kind of cute, right? Anyway, I just hate knitting on I hate sewing buttons. I'm really bad at sewing. And I'm super happy with the fit of this. I think my only thing that I would change is I would have knit the sleeves a little bit longer. It is very, very difficult to know how much your sleeves will grow when you're knitting in half fisherman's rib. So they came out, as you can see, just like a hair too short. So I have 2 options. I can knit the cuff, like undo the cuff and knit it a little bit longer, which, I mean, I just need probably like 1.5 inches, which I think would look very nice. Or I can aggressively block it, which I think is what I will try first, is I think I will try and block 1 inch into the sleeves. What's that? Oh, that's a mistake, it looks like. Huh. Oh, well. So I think I will try and block a little bit of length into the sleeve. But otherwise I'm super, super happy with it. I'm a little toasty right now, so the mohair is making me a little itchy. I think the mohair on this is, I like it, but I think I'm going to try and transition to a couple more garments without mohair. I just don't find it as easy to throw on and off. But that being said, I'm wearing this and I'm like, this is really cute. Just kind of even with this little cami. So, and I think it looks pretty, like, I don't know, elegant is the word I'm looking for. So this was definitely a highlight of the year. I am really, really happy with this color. I think it, you know, compared to like this, I think complements my skin tone a lot better. For those of you who know color things, could you explain to me why that is? That this, I feel like, looks a lot better? Maybe because this feels almost too similar. I don't know. Or maybe because I just can't get over that looking like a potato sack. I don't know. And then my last two garments of the year I do not have with me, so I will pop them in here. The first one is the ranunculus sweater, which is by Midori Hirosa. I found out I've been pronouncing it wrong. And I knit that for my mom. And Cascade, holla, Cascade, Heritage, sorry, no, Cascade 220 and Heathered Montmartre is a beautiful, beautiful purplish color that my mom picked out. Stunning. I loved the fit of it. My mom loved it. I will definitely be knitting this pattern again. It worked up so fast. I think I used 3 skeins of DK weight, and it's on like US 10s, and it was like moving. So I now want one for myself. I also loved that it was a circular yoke that had raglan increases, because I think that made it fit so well. And so I would 100% knit it again. I definitely would like to knit one maybe this year for myself, or possibly, that's definitely kind of like not that it's a small project, but I could see myself knitting that as a gift because it's so quick, but it's also a sweater. So it feels like more like work than it actually was. But anyway, that's my mom's 3rd garment for me, so she might be on pause this year. But anyway, I will definitely knit again. I really loved it, and my mom loved it. And then last but not least, I gifted my dad the Zipper Sweater Man for Christmas. I used Knit Picks. Oh, Zipper Sweater Man is by Petite Knit. I used Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Bulky Superwash in Garnet Heather. The color was beautiful. The yarn washed out so wonderfully. To be honest, it didn't feel like a superwash. It actually was a little more rustic feeling than either of the Cascade 220s that I had, which were both non-superwash. So, but it washed up really, really soft, which was nice, but without being overly so. And it fits my dad so incredibly well. This is probably the project I'm the most proud of. I sewed in a zipper, which was new to me, and I will definitely be making another one of these. In fact, I pretty much already have like at least one other, if not 2 other planned, one for myself and one for Steve. And I don't have the yarn for them. I'm gonna keep an eye out. I think I honestly would use the yarn again because I hit gauge spot on with it and I had a really pleasant experience with it. Stitch definition is really nice. It just looked so clean and so professional that I really think I would just use it again and just pick different colors. And so me, my dad, and Steve might just have matching sweaters, which would be kind of funny, but I would pick different colors. I think also I would just knit the man version for myself. in a smaller size, and it would be like a wear around the house, like kind of, and it's bulky yarn, so it's very warm. But I wore it a couple days around the house before I gifted it to my dad, and it was like the perfect kind of like over layer for when it's a little chilly in our apartment. So that it was definitely ended my year with a bang. And that is all of my finished garments in 2022. So I apologize for this video being a little chaotic and maybe moving around a little bit because this is set up on my bed, but it was a big year and I am just really, really looking forward to what 2023 has to offer. And I just learned so much. I have some projects that I'm not super thrilled with. Some projects that I'm so happy with. That all being said, I don't have any regrets really, because everything was a learning opportunity. And I'm still pretty early in my knitting career. I've been knitting for, gosh, I think I've been actively knitting since November of 2020. Yes, since November of 2020. So I am coming up on 3 years this fall. So 2.5 years of knitting, and really have only been knitting garments for 1.5 years. So I've learned a ton. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear if there's any projects of mine that you have advice on, or any that you knit yourself, or any projects you're particularly proud of 2022, or any that you plan on frogging. Just let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I read every comment. I try to respond to them as well. And I will see you soon when I do a video on my 2023. I have one sweater actually already almost off the needles, and my plans, because I have a lot of them, which they don't always go to plan, but that's fine. All right, well, Happy New Year, and it was good talking to you. Have a good one. Bye.